All right, I'm back. Now time to go get some gas. The excitement continues. Now I wanted to talk a little bit more about the parts of you that do different shit when you have trauma. Um, and I want to talk about my experience. So in my experience, there was always a part of me who was ready for, and it's still there, but just much less. I'm much less strong. Yeah, it still exists, but it's just went way down. But back then, there was a part of me that's always ready for a life and death struggle. It's always ready for a life and death fight. And it was creepy because in the back of my mind, no matter what situation I was in community college and in some programming class. And there's a part of me that's like, okay, the person next to me, how would I kill them? And it would go through the visualization of killing them. And it was like, and I didn't have control over this shit, right? It would just flash before my eyes. This is what I would do. And you'd almost feel it in your body. It's a very strange feeling. It's a very strange sensation. It makes you kind of wonder about yourself. You're like, what the fuck? like, you're like, am I some sort of serial killer or something? Like, I don't think so, but I don't know, man. It's pretty creepy stuff. And this would just play out all the time. There's just this part that was ready for that. And part of the journey was figuring out, oh, yeah, that part of me was really, really helpful. The reason it's there is not because I'm fucked up. It's actually there because I'm incredibly adaptable and I'm incredibly smart in learning this response, right? Because back then it was incredibly necessary to figure out how you defend yourself, and then defending yourself had to be lethal. That's the environment that I learned that in, and that was necessary. It wasn't some overreaction; it was necessary. Pretty crazy stuff, right? And part of the hard part is realizing that and accepting that in yourself. Because when you get the heavy trauma stuff, the mind likes to do curious things. It likes to think that, oh no, like everything was always fine. Nah, everything was happy. I was always happy. Nothing bad ever happened, in my life. That happens to other people and that's tragic, but not to me. That doesn't happen to me. That shit doesn't, only to other people. Right? And you deny. You go through this denial thing and well, you stay in that denial thing unless you work through it, which is incredibly fucking difficult. It is very, very hard to work through that. When you accept it, then you gotta deal with all the emotions that come up with that. Like, oh shit, okay, I had to. That's what that was like. Oh my god, but that's where the healing is, because you gotta accept it and process the emotions that come with it. Come to peace with it. And I'm not 100% there. I best guess I'm maybe 75%, but I was at zero. So huge progress, and I no longer have that. I function fairly normally, you know. I still get social anxiety and shit like that, but it's nothing. It's nothing like it was. Nothing like it was. I'm able to be more trusting and open and just good vibes, Whereas before I was very closed off and like defensive all the fucking time. Now am I still closed off and defensive? Yeah, but it's just a much lesser degree. And this is the stuff that therapists told me would never happen. They told me I should only learn to cope with the symptoms. Cope. Cope, fuck you. Cope? Man, cope on this bitch. Like, what the fuck is that? That's what they told me. That I should cope with the symptoms. That's some bullshit, man. Unfucking believable. And that's the healthcare we have in this fucking country. It's bad, man. It's not good. You know, as the United States, I think this country likes to jerk itself off a lot. You know, and we do too, right? It was the greatest country on God's green earth. Are we? I don't know, man. Are we? I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong. I mean, right? I've lived in South America. You know, the infrastructure there is considerably worse. There's more corruption. There's more fucked up shit. So yes, it can get worse. Absolutely. But the greatest country? I don't know about all that, man. Yeah, I've hung out with people from like the Netherlands, for example. Their country seems pretty fucking cool, dude. Their country seems like it knows what it's doing. Like they got their shit together. Way more than the United States does, or at least it appears. Granted, I haven't lived in the Netherlands. I don't know. But it does appear like it. They seem like happier people. It's common for them to, you know, get out of university and take a year off. You know, just take a year to go find themselves. And they can do that. They're like, yeah, I've saved up money, you know, through college and stuff, and now I'm just going to take a year and just travel. That's what I'm doing. Who the fuck does that here in the States? What the hell? Really? It's from what I heard, it was common over there. That is not common here. You get out of school here, you're in like $100,000 of student loan debt. Sure as fuck ain't traveling. You got to get your ass to work, and that's where you're gonna spend your time for the rest of your life. So, anyways, back to the point is, yeah, if you're dealing with that severe trauma stuff, and they try to put that bullshit on you where you're, yeah, I tell you to cope and stuff. Nah, man. Nah. There's better stuff out there. You can, nah. There's hope out there. You don't gotta cope. You don't have to just cope. That's just some bullshit they tell you because they don't know how to fix it. They don't know what to do. They're just doing the best of what they've been taught. I've seen a lot of videos by therapists who are they're not they're burnt out of the psychology system, because in this country, psychology, there was a time I wanted to become a therapist. And so I started reading all these therapy forums and subreddits, you know, shit for therapists. And a lot of them talked about that they know people who wanted to become therapists. They went to school to become a therapist. And then, paradoxically, they became shittier at what they aimed to do. They were better listeners. They had better stuff to say before they went to school. Then they learned all this stuff. They changed their way of thinking, and they became shittier at their goal, which is helping people who need help. It's not a great system, but it's what we got if you're here in the States. And I don't know what it's like outside the States. I mean, I know what it's like in Latin America. It's not better. But I don't know what it's like, you know, that much in Europe and stuff. Maybe it's better, maybe it's not. Maybe it's just where we are as a species. I don't know. There is better stuff out there. Drugs, that's another one. Mushrooms, psilocybin, considered an illegal substance federally. Why? Is it because it's dangerous? Because you can't overdose on psilocybin. You can overdose on a lot of those prescribed drugs. You can't on psilocybin. So what makes it dangerous? Oh, you can go into psychosis. Maybe. I don't know. I've taken 8 grams dried of psilocybin. No psychosis. I was fine. But that's not everybody. But really, psilocybin is one of the most safe, if not the most safe psychedelic you could possibly take. And for a lot of people, it's incredibly powerful and helpful in healing. Because what it does, it lowers the walls of the ego. It's either this video or another video. I was talking about, maybe it was in this one. I've recorded like a couple of these now, so. But it's talking about how, you want to deny what happened, right? When you have trauma, you want to deny what happened. Your brain denies it. It goes to this thing where it's like, nah, my life was always good. I'm fine. Everything was fine. Nothing bad happened to me. And what does psilocybin do? It takes those walls down, and you finally get to see what exactly is going on, what you've been hiding from yourself. And it's brutal, but it's healing, because now you can start to actually process that stuff if you're integrating it correctly after the journey. Which for a long time I didn't integrate it correctly. I just did the journey, and then I just hopped back into life. And I wondered why the results didn't stick around. They'd always go away in 2 weeks. For 2 weeks, I'd feel good. After 2 weeks, almost on the dot, it would go down. But it's because I wasn't integrating it correctly. And that's another thing, right? That's considered illegal. Why? It's a little bit of a conspiracy theory, but I kind of wonder if it is because it makes you think outside the box. And if you're put in a system, right? We're all in a system. This is the system, right? It makes you think outside the box. It makes you think more creatively. It may not be that great for the system. What if the whole population did that? Right now, a percentage of us do it, right? But what if the whole population did it? Could that change things? I don't know. Maybe. But yeah, the whole point of this rant, though, is you know, there's a way out, and don't trust everything that the quote professionals say, because sometimes they don't know what the hell they're talking about. It's not even their fault. It's just what they learned. We're not in a system that's necessarily there for our own good, like the pharma industry, right? Creating all these drugs. A good example of that is contraception. We have 1,000 different types of contraception for women, 0 for men, not one. And there is one that's really good that exists. The science has already been done. It's called Risug, or RISUG. Um, it's starting to come up. I mean, they're doing more like clinical trials and whatever here in the States. It's by a company called Prometheus, I think, or I think so. I have to look it up again, but it's RISUG is what it's called. I think it was created in India by an Indian doctor. Basically, what it is, it's a polymer they shoot into your vas deferens, which is the tube that goes from your balls to your dick, right? So that's what carries the sperm. So what they do is they put this polymer in there, and this polymer, it doesn't just cut it off. It doesn't cut off the circulation like the sperm flow. But what it does is the polymer is ionized in a way where it fucks up the sperm as it's going. So it kills all their tails. They can't swim anymore. Boom, contraception. They did trials of this. They did. I don't remember. I don't have the numbers right now, but they did a whole bunch of people in India, and they were fine. Right, like they were fine. It worked for 8 to 10 years, and it was good. Like hardly anybody got any side effects or problems with it. It worked fine. It worked great, actually. And that was like 20 years ago. Why isn't it here? Right? Like, don't we need better birth control? Isn't that a thing? Right? Like the birth control methods we have right now are not very good. Right? Condoms, okay. But those, you can fuck those up, right? They slip off, whatever. Like, that's a problem. Pills, those are just a percentage effective. Why don't we have male and female contraception? That way we can make doubly sure that we're being safe, right? No. Why? Because this is my opinion, right? And maybe I'm wrong. But from what I understand is, you have this injection, it lasts for 10 years. Where's the money going to be going, right? You don't need the pills all the time. You don't need the injection, the female injections all the time now. Now you just have one injection for a dude, and he's set for 10 years. Money's not flowing. So anyways, it's all a bunch of bullshit. But anyways, see you guys later.